Hi everyone, En-Mao here, and as some of you know, Dark Souls is probably one of my most favourite games ever. So what I've done, instead of a walkthrough, I've just got all of the boss fights for you and put them all together in this little video. I hope you enjoy it. So let's start fighting these bosses, and without further ado, it's the Asylum Demon, who we very first meet in the Asylum in a few minutes of starting the game. He chases us off down the corridor to the left. Well, after we've gone round and got all of our weaponry, we come round and we take on this motherfucker again and we try to beat him. Now, he's only got a few moves. He's got like a swing that he does with his weapon. He does a jump in the air and does a bum drop on you. And then he also does an overhead smash, which if they do hit you, they are going to hurt, but they can all be blocked with the shield. The thing is, at this point of the game, you don't have much health and you don't have much stamina. So it's basically the best thing to do is try and keep away from him, roll away. I didn't manage to do that here. This was my first attempt at the Asylum Demon. This was my first attempt while playing any Dark Souls game. So you can see it was a bit of a nightmare of getting used to the controls and everything. I managed to do a plunging jump to start the fight off, which is really going to tuck away half of his health, because as soon as you go through the fog gate, if you don't initiate the fight with him, he will initiate it with you, and it's always better to get the first hit on most of the bosses. So as you can see, we try to get behind him, two-hand the sword, and we swing and chop at his butt. Oh, he's going to drop on me, but he misses. Luckily enough, that would have killed us in one shot had he landed on us. We managed to keep on getting away from him. We didn't block his attack there, which we should have done. But now if we could just get a few more hits on him, and we will then be able to continue on to the next boss. Couple more chops, and there we go. The Asylum Demon's down, and that is one boss under our belt. So, boss number 2 is the Taurus Demon. Now, we first meet him when we're walking along the battlements. You'll see him jump over the top of that castle any second. Now, here he comes. So, we turn around and we run all the way back. And now there's a ladder in this little corner. We get up this ladder as fast as we can. Now, there was 2 skeletons up there, so make sure that you kill them before you go up there first, so that it gives you a fair standing with the boss. He will keep walking up to this corner, and you just keep doing the plunging attack, which takes a shit ton of health off him. Luckily enough, we have to roll through his legs and try and get back up this ladder quickly. He will try to knock you off when he hits you. He will swing at the ladder, but he doesn't seem to be able to do much other than stand at the bottom of the ladder. Now, the thing is, this boss actually turns into the mobs that you have to fight. They turn into trash mobs eventually, these Taurus Demons, and so does the Capra Demon a bit later on in the game. But at this point, you're normally strong enough to take them out within a couple of hits. At this moment, no, we are not very strong, because we've only just pretty much started the game and we've already done the Asylum Demon. This is the second boss of the game. As you can see, the plunging attacks seem to work very well. It takes 4 to do him, and well, once he's done, and you're able to continue on to the next boss. Fighting the trash mobs, though, to get to the next boss is a bit of a nightmare, but it's doable. Boss defeated. Boss number 3 are the bell gargoyles. Now, these are found as you head to get to the first bell to ring when you want to go into Sen's Fortress, and they're found on top of the cathedral. So what we have to do is we start off with a cutscene where it shows you our hero walking along, and the bell gargoyles decide to turn from stone into beast form, I suppose, and fly down to attack us. Now, these are the first bosses that you can take a weapon from if you chop their tail off, so it is always best to try and chop the tails off the bosses that you fight if they can chop the tails off. So as you can see, the first one comes down and he'll start attacking us, And then a bit later on, a second one also joins in the fight. So the best thing to do is try and take out this one as fast as you can. Try and get behind him. Try and chop his tail so that you can get the special weapon. He flies up in the air, he breathes fire, and he's got the overhead smash. The best thing to do though is just stay out of the way, allow them to fly around a bit, but try to keep away from his smash that he does, because it will take you down pretty quickly. It is a DPS race of trying to kill the first one before the second one joins in with the fire. Here he is, the second one is now in the fight, and we've taken down the first guy, and we've already chopped the tail off the one guy, so we managed to get the weapon previously. Anyway, we keep going and we take them down from behind, and that is another boss defeated. So, boss number 4 is the Capra Demon, and this boss seems to bring a hell of a lot of problems to a lot of people. The best way to do it is you run in, and there are 2 rats and the Capra Demon at the same time who start attacking as soon as you go through the fog wall. Best thing to do, run straight in with your shield up and try and not get hit, because the Capra Demon hits like a train, and if he does hit you, you're pretty much dead. What you want to try and do is try and kill the rats that are with this Capra Demon, because they can poison you, which doesn't help when it adds to the fight. You want to try and keep your health up as much as you can. The way I do it is always run up these stairs, and then there's a little kind of ledge on the side. If you can get over onto this ledge, the Capra Demon will try and attack you, and he will fall off, allowing for you to then do the special plunge attack that we've been doing on the Asylum Demon, and we also did it on the Taurus Demon as well. The main thing to do though first is to take out them rats, because they need to be killed. Anyway, as you can see, the Capra Demon is trying to hit me, and he can't get me in this corner for some reason. He got me on that bit when he fell off, but there we go. He's fallen down. We can then just heal up, drop down, and do a plunging attack on him. Like so. And you see it takes a shitload of health. Always try and get your shield straight back up though as soon as you've done the plunging attack. Run past him. Get up the ladder and then do the same again. He will continue to carry on coming round here. Hold your shield up. He'll keep on attacking you and he will fall off. You can then drop down, plunge in attack, give him a quick slap and then get your shield back up so that he doesn't hammer you again. Go back up the stairs, rinse and repeat, and everybody's a winner. I think he actually stays there for a bit longer this time, so I managed to get a sneaky drop in on him there when I shouldn't have done. But best thing to do, as I say, keep going round, just keep taking your time. Once the other rats are dead, you've got not really that many problems with it. The fight's pretty easy then. Boss defeated. Boss number 5 is the Gaping Dragon, and this one starts off with a really sweet cutscene, so I'll shut up for a second and let you watch the intro. So when you very first see this Gaping Dragon come out, it starts off as a little head and then a massive dragon comes out behind it, and you look at it and you think, how the fuck am I gonna beat that? Well, it isn't really that hard. You need to try and get to being alongside him if you can, so that he can't grab you. That's the main attack that he'll do, and he'll do a dashing attack as well. This guy will also allow you to chop off his tail for a special weapon. So the first thing we're going to do is go for the tail. Now be careful, because he does do a tail whip that really does hurt. So if we can just quickly chop his tail off. Oh, he's turned around, so we need to quickly run behind him. Try and stay out of the way of him. If you can get alongside or behind him, everything's good. If you get in front of him, you're going to start having problems because he pukes on you, he grabs you, and he also does this weird like punch move thing that absolutely hammers you. So try and keep away from him. He's going to do a charge in a second at me, I think. So I'll try and use the line of sight on the pillars as well so that it kind of stuns him. Once he's done that charge, he kind of stuns for a couple of seconds. So it gives you a chance to run round to behind him and do a few more swings at his tail. As you can see, he doesn't take much damage at all. And it's one of them sorts of fights that can take quite a while if you haven't got the right weaponry. As you can see, I'm playing this game as a melee character, and I haven't really boosted up my stats enough to be doing a shit ton of damage to him at the moment. Best thing to do, as I say though, is try and just stay out the way of him, try and stay behind him, try and chop his tail off. Soon as his tail's gone, you can then go to near enough the front of him, but don't go right in front of him, just go and stand to the side and keep trying to take him out from there. He'll start flying around in a minute as well, which is another move that he does. He flies up in the air and he'll come and try and land on you, which you should be able to see where he's going with his shadow that it leaves. But there we go, once you've managed to do it, you just keep on chopping and chopping and chopping, and his health starts going down pretty fast. It's just hard for me to catch up at the minute because I haven't got the speed right for my character at the minute because I'm wearing heavy armour, which I shouldn't be really doing because I don't have the stamina to be able to wear this type of armour at the moment, really. But when it's your first go through on Dark Souls and you're playing it completely blind and don't know what's going on, you just wear any armour that looks cool and you hope to do the bosses the best you can. As you can see, best way of doing this one is to stay from being in front of him. Don't let him land on you. So we've now got him over halfway down. He doesn't actually change any attacks that he does in this fight. It's just basically the same moves. Just stay away from him and then keep going in for the attack when he can't see you. That's the best advice that I can give for this fight. After killing him though, it goes into the worst area on this game, Blight Town, which you have to go down into to fight the next boss, who is Quelaag. So that we can ring the bell for going into Sen's Fortress, but that'll be in a few minutes after finishing this boss off. The problem we had with this boss, as you can see, is just running to catch up with him, really. It's when he moves around, he seems to move pretty quick, but as long as you're out the way of it, it's not a problem. Do need to start doing a bit more damage with our sword, really, because it's not very good at all. Oh, he got us there. Right, we were a bit too late on reacting then, so we need to really move out the way and get healed up if we can, which we do. We run down here, get a health potion down as the Estus flask, because we love the Estus. and then I completely ran out of Estus on this fight, and at this point I kind of started panicking, thinking, oh my god, what if I get hit now? Am I going to die? The thing is, you don't really get hit from this guy if you move out the way fast enough. We need to move quickly here, which we do, and he needs 2 more hits and then he will give us the key to Blighttown. Run up, just quickly smack him in the arse again, and caught us there with the leg instead. God damn it. Right, 1 more hit. And down he goes. Another boss defeated. Boss number 6 is the Chaos Witch Quelaag, and you get to her after finding your way through Blighttown and probably falling off a shit ton of times, and then finding that you get poisoned when you get actually to the floor, which is a nightmare. But she's found down this little hole that's in the hillside down in Blighttown. And well, you go down and you go through the fog and you get this really nice cutscene, and you think, oh yeah, we're gonna see the titties, and you do. But then you think, well, what's attached to the bottom of it? She's half woman, half spider fire thing. And well, the fight starts off and you have to run up and charge her. She has a sword which is on fire. The spider thing actually drops down lava as well. He tries to stamp on you, and she also does this massive explosion thing that will kill you as soon as it touches you in a 1 shot, regardless of if you are full health or not. Try to stay away from the lava, try to block when she hits you with the sword, and basically just try and get in, do a few moves, and then get out as fast as you can. I'm in my ninja gear here because I was going through the poison in Blighttown, so this seems to be the best poison resistance gear that I found in the game, so this is what I use to get through it. Now, as you can see, she keeps swinging at you with the sword. That can be just blocked with a decent shield. Need to get away, she's going to explode. You can always tell when she's going to explode like that because she puts her head down at the front and leans forward into the spider's face, and then she's going to blow. So what you have to do is move away as far as you can at that point. We have to keep trying to heal up as well while we're doing it. Now, at this point, we're not very strong still in this game. This is what you'll find with Dark Souls, is that whenever you're fighting the bosses on your first attempt through... Oh, we need to get out that lava. When you fight the bosses on your first attempt through, you don't seem to feel very strong. It's when you go on to New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus that you kind of feel a bit more stronger than what you should be. But as you can see, this woman, as you fight her, takes not much damage from you. Now I'm using the Drake Tail Sword again, which I got off the massive dragon that's on the bridge towards the start of the game where you shoot his tail off. So I'm using that sword, which seems to be one of the best swords in the game up until the point where you get the soul of this boss. Once you've got the soul of this boss, you can then make another sword, which you will see later on in this video after you get to Anor Londo, and you can make the Quelaag Fury sword, which is absolutely amazing, and it does take things down really fast because it's got like a fire buff on it as well. It's pretty much that sword that she's using there, I think. But as you can see, we just keep on plodding away, keep staying out of the lava, staying away from her when she's trying to hit you, and just going in, do the odd attack every now and then. When you can, the best thing to do is not rush the boss fights. None of the bosses enrage like in World of Warcraft or anything like that. So you can just keep on plodding on, killing them as you do. No rush for the boss fight. It's basically just concentrate on what you're doing and try not to get hit. The thing that would make this fight better, though, I think, is definitely if the lava also affected the boss rather than just affecting us. Best thing to do, stay away from all lava. If you get really in close to the leg of the spider though, oh, we need to get away, she's going to blow. If you get in too really close into the leg, sometimes that sword strike that she does will actually go over the top of you, and you can manage to get a couple of shots in without it being able to hit you as well there. Just quickly heal up and we'll go back in and give her another slap. Best times to attack is when the boss is doing that lava spraying, but also make sure, because normally they follow up after spraying out the lava with an explosion. Couple more hits and she should go down. See, I always do my fights very defensively. I'm not a very attacking person when I go onto these fights. I have seen people do this fight where they two-hand the sword and just run in and absolutely melee the fuck out of her, which does work as well, but it's just a case of being able to get away before that explosion hits you. Too many hits and you can find yourself in a severe problem with her. Best thing to do, just do 1 or 2 hits, move away and regroup, and then time it again to go in and do another 2 hits, move away, etc, etc. As you can see though, we have nearly done this boss. That was close, that could have killed us in 1 shot as well. So there we go, another boss defeated. Boss number 7 is the Ceaseless Discharge. Now I know that I'm going completely out of sync here, but I was exploring when I played this game and I found this fog and I thought, oh, I'll just go through it and see what's there. I wasn't expecting there to be this mad-ass boss that is gonna whoop my ass. As you can see, he's just standing in the lava. He allows you to walk straight past him all up until you go and collect the clothes that are next to him. That is a loot drop over there. As soon as you get that, he comes to life and he wants your blood. As you can see, I'm running up to get this now, and as soon as I touch it, he will start to attack me. Now you think, oh my god, how am I going to fight it? Well, this is one of the most easy bosses in Dark Souls. What you do, you grab it and you run as fast as you can without being hit all the way back to the fog gate at the very start where you first come in. Try not to get caught with his tentacles, try not to get hit by the fire that he does, and you leg it all the way right back to this fog gate. Now the reason I first ran back to this fog gate was because I thought, oh shit, what am I going to do? Can I get away? Can I run away? Because I've just fought the Chaos Witch Quelaag and I didn't want to lose all of the souls that I got. So I come running all the way back down here thinking, oh yeah, I'll be able to just run back out through this boss fog. How very wrong I was. It doesn't let you do it. But if you turn around, the Ceaseless Discharge is there and he punches at you. What you do, run up, give his hand a couple of smacks, and then guess what? He lets go and he falls to his death. Boss defeated. Boss number 8 is the Moonlight Butterfly. Now, as we're walking through the Dark Root Basin Garden, we come to this bridge, and we get up onto the bridge, and as we do, we see this butterfly come flying over, and you think, oh, that's not going to be a bit of a problem. Well, let me tell you now, this is a bit of a nightmare, especially if you haven't got a magic shield. What you got to try and do is keep dodging the laser beams that this butterfly fires at you, and you'll see it keeps flying over the bridge and goes from left to right over. Now, best thing to do, I found, is try and use the line of sight with the portal, and the butterfly will fly over, and then eventually it will stop flapping about and firing magical laser beams that actually follow you everywhere, and it will allow you to start hitting it when it comes onto the side of the wall. Just keep an eye of where he's going. As soon as it goes behind you, use the line of sight, and then as soon as it flies back, go back towards where he is. Best thing to do as well is to roll away from the magic, I found, eventually, and you don't seem to get hit that much. This butterfly, though, this time seemed to be a bit of a pain in the ass. He kept flying over the top of me and just sitting on the other side where I wasn't able to get to him. But as you can see, he suddenly comes and lands on the wall, and that is when you go crazy apeshit and start smacking the hell out of it. It doesn't take a lot of damage, but you need to get away at this point where he's going to explode. I completely forgot about that. I nearly got killed myself. He always does that explosion just as he's about to let go of the wall. That is the only time that you can attack this butterfly when you're a melee character, is when he's actually at the wall. So you just need to keep on dodging out the way of all of the magic laser beams that he fires at you, and try not to get hit by them as much as you can, and just basically move and let him fly over the top of you. And when he does go behind you, try and use the door as the line of sight buffer. As you can see, he's going to come and fly back onto the bridge any second now, I think. Oh no, he's going over the top first. So we just use the line of sight. And he can't get us with his magic because it hits the wall instead. And then hopefully he'll fly either over the top or he'll fly down onto the wall. No, he's coming over the top again. We need him to settle on the wall so that we can run up and give him a smack. That's the problem. You have to wait so much on this boss fight. Right, two-handed, go in and start smacking the shit out of him again. Quickly get away before he explodes. And then once again, rinse and repeat. Just keep dodging the laser beams. Keep waiting for him to come and land on the side of the bridge. Okay, so he's gone on to the side for the last time now, hopefully, if we can get the final hit in. And there we go. Boss defeated. Boss number 9 is the Iron Golem, and he can be found on the top of Sen's fortress. You run in through the boss fog here, and you'll see him stood on the other side of the bridge. Now, there is a way of running over and getting him to fall off the bridge. I couldn't get him to do it on the attempts that I'd had previously, so I decided, right, I'll just fight him as normal. Best thing to do on this fight is to just try and stay between his legs. Don't get too far away from him and don't get too close to him, because what will happen is he will pick you up and he will slam you to the floor. If you are stood near the end of the pavement or the end of the area, he will pick you up and throw you to your death. So try not to do that. Try and stay in the middle on the top of Sen's fortress and try and just keep chopping away at his legs. He will jump away from you. He does like a swipe with his axe and an overhead smash, and he picks you up as well. He also does a weird ground sort of stamp thing as well. Just try and stay away from it and you shouldn't have too much of a problem. He does seem to take a hell of a lot of damage though, and it can take quite a while, this fight can. Especially when you're using the sword I'm using. After a while you see he staggers as well. Lightning is also a really good thing to use on this boss because it seems to take a lot of health off him. So what I do is wait until he's staggered and then stick a lightning bolt onto my sword or whatever it is that I'm using, and then start smacking the hell out of him. And try and do as many hits as you can. Just try and stay out the way though where he does that pummel to the floor. Now I've got to heal up again, and we were lucky there because we thought he was going to hit us again for a second time. Managed to stay out the way. We just keep on giving him a smack and the fight won't take that long with the electricity on. I can tell you now, it takes a hell of a lot longer if you don't use electricity. We were lucky there because he nearly threw us off. Wow, that was close. Anyway, couple more hits and the Iron Golem should go down. Nice shield block there. Yeah. Whoa! Wow, that was close. I thought we were a goner. Quickly run away and heal up. We've only got to hit him 2 more times. He does that weird cleave as well that does like a wind sort of thing at us as well, which can push us off the edge. Luckily he didn't manage to kill us, we killed him, and with that the boss is defeated and we're on our way to En-Mao Productions. Boss number 10 is the nightmare of all nightmares, Dragon Slayer Ornstein and Executioner Smough. Now I still have nightmares about this fight now to this day. I hated this, and anyone who has ever played Dark Souls will tell you that without a shadow of a doubt, this fight is the worst fight ever on any fucking computer game. I hated this. It took me hours to complete this fight. As you can see, I am now using Quelaag's Fury Sword to try and do it and get the advantage. What you have to do here is take down one of them. Once you've taken down either the Dragon Slayer or Executioner Smough, the other guy will then gain his power and become an even bigger badass than what he actually is already. As you can see, Executioner Smough, he has a massive hammer. He jumps around and smashes with the hammer and does a charge into you. The Dragon Slayer does a run and slide, and he hits you with his spear, and he also does a lightning shock. Luckily enough, we have taken him down pretty quick, but as you can see, the Executioner comes and takes over his power, making him bigger and badasser than what he was previously. And now to fight this guy was a nightmare. I even had to get the help off of Knight Solaire, who's outside, one of the NPCs that you could bring in with you. He got whooped though. So now we have to be careful, and I had to use line of sight a hell of a lot while fighting this guy because he keeps doing a charge, and he's also got the electric. I'm wearing the Silver Knight suit, which kind of has a protection against electricity and lightning. And well, as you can see from this fight, I just have to keep trying to stay away from him. I pretty much let Knight Solaire do a lot of the work in tanking him, and I just go in and get hits when I can. That move there is an absolute beast, and it will one-shot you if you are stood near to it, as you can see. And look, we nearly got hit by it. He took half of my health that time. I really did think we were dead, but he gets harder as he seems to go on. This fight was an absolute nightmare for me, and as you can see, the Knight Solaire just got vanquished. So now it was me versus Executioner Smough, and well, I hated this fight. It took me so many attempts to do it, and guys, I have known people who have given up on Dark Souls on this fight because of not being able to do it. I was near enough at the same position and at the same point. It really does make you want to tear your hair out. And anyone who says that this fight is easy, I will quite clearly tell you to your face, you're a liar. I hated this fight. And anyone who's played Dark Souls will know about this fight. It is just the bane of any boss fight in any game ever. Still, let's see what we can do. We're still fighting him. He will die eventually, because I am showing only the successful boss fights that I've had. I think this fight as well would be a lot easier if you was a caster. For some reason, the Dark Souls games are really hard when you play as a melee character. Well, I find them hard as a melee character. Other people probably find it easy, but I find the melee character very, very hard and very difficult on this game. Still, we're using the line of sight. See if we can get that slight advantage. We need him to just do the charge like that, and then we could run in and give him a couple of smacks, and then oh, we need to get away again. Jesus, that was close. Wow, that was so close. We managed to get it, and we were lucky there with the shield block just in time. Use this pillar as a also line of sight thing, and then run in, give him a quick smack. He's going to do his jump again. God. Quickly give him another couple of smacks. Don't let him hit us with the hammer. He got us with the hammer. The thing is, this armour that I'm wearing is also a little bit too heavy for me to be wearing at this point in the game. So I can't really roll around as I normally do when playing. But as you can see, I finally took him down to Funky Town. Boss defeated. Ornstein Smough. Good night. Boss number 11 is Cinder the Scaleless, and he can be found in the Crystal Caves just the other side of the Duke's Archive. Now, as you can see, we walk into his area and he then appears from this like little shiny thing in the corner. This boss can be a bit of a pain. I had to change into my curse gear because he did end up cursing me, and it costs a hell of a lot to get from being cursed, and you have to go all the way to the top of the cathedral to change the curse if it gets you. So best thing to do is wear some curse gear, run in and break the things at the back just behind him, which allow you to start attacking him, because up until these are broke, you cannot do any damage to Cinder. So basically run over, give it a quick smash and it'll break, and now you can kill him. So what we'll do is we'll wait for him to come over towards us. He also has a tail that could be cut off, which is right behind him, but that does a tail smash while you try and attack it, and I can't remember if on this attempt I did actually cut off his other tail. But what I did is run in and I stand as close as I can to him, and I just keep on hitting at his tail with two hands. No shield or anything, just try and stay out of the way of the laser beam that he fires, try and stay out of the crystals that he brings up from the floor, and it's just basically run round and keep hitting him. Every now and then his tail will try to hit you, or he tail whip you. Just move away, get out of the way of it, and then start again once it's calmed down. As you can see, the tail whip, it tried to do it there, but I wasn't stunned by it. So just keep on giving it a smack, move around. He will keep turning as you do it as well. So you just keep on giving it a smack, and then eventually he will go down. More hits now on this tail, and it hasn't been too bad really. 2 more hits, 1, 2, boss defeated. Boss number 12 is Dark Sun Gwyndolin, and apparently this is the boss who Gwyn, the Lord of the Cinder, liked to dress as a woman, even though it's a male, apparently. God knows what they were thinking about in the lore of this game, but there we go. Bit of a tranny surprise for you. Anyway, I stocked up with a load of arrows on this one, and all I did was stand there shooting arrows to kill him. It's a cheesy way of doing it, I agree, but it's the easier way of doing it. This guy does like a moon, well, it's not a moon, it's a big ball of energy. He also fires several arrows at you, and he also casts magic at you, but for some reason I found it difficult to be able to catch up with him when I was able to do the attack, and he would seem to just teleport away from me. So I did it the easy way. I cheesed it, and I fired a shit ton of arrows at him, and as you can see, he doesn't do anything back to you as long as you're stood far enough back, firing the arrows down on him and allowing him to take a few pricks. So we're nearly done. Couple more arrows. I did speed it up so that you weren't going to be sat watching me fire arrows at him all this time, and it does take a long time, guys. You're looking at least a 5-minute fight doing it like this. But once it's done, it's another boss defeated.
Swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Boss number 13 is the Great Grey Wolf Sith, and we can find him in the Darkroot Basin Garden. What you have to buy the lock that goes on the gate from the blacksmith down at the very bottom of the stairs just outside Sen's Fortress, and it starts off with a beautiful cutscene with the wolf coming and picking up Artorias' sword, and he wants to take us on. Let's see what we could do. He is absolutely massive compared to us. So, he does a couple of moves. He does like a swipe with the sword. He does a thing where he spins round several times as well with the sword. And he also jumps around a lot. The way that I found the easiest to do this is try and get in as close as you can, stand underneath him and allow him to keep jumping around, but try not to get caught by that sword swipe, because that really does do some damage. But if we can get in to underneath him, it's not too bad. Once you're underneath him, just start unloading quite a lot. Oh, he caught me there. God damn it. Let's heal up quickly, see if we can get the heal in. Oh no, he got us again. We're having a bit of a nightmare this time. We can see if we can get just underneath him. That sword swipe that he does takes a hell of a lot of damage. Right, he's jumped onto us this time, so now we've got the advantage. We can now start taking some energy off him. I don't know what he's gone up there for. I think he's got bugged. Are we able to still hit him? No, he's jumped back down. That's alright. Okay, so we'll carry on and we'll keep on smacking him as we can. We need to heal again quickly, but the closer that you get to him, the easier this fight is. And I'm making a complete right fuck up of it at the minute. He's halfway down on his health. We've still got a few Estus flasks left, but as you can see, he keeps jumping around. Once you get him down so far though, he starts limping, and that stops him from jumping around. There was the spin that he does with the sword that I was talking about. That will one-shot you if it hits you. But anyway, we try and get back in and start killing the dog again. Not too bad. He'll start limping around. Here you go. As you can see, his paw now. He holds up his front paw and he's lame. And we should be able to just go in now and finish him off with a couple of hits. Not too bad. Nothing too major. Another boss defeated. Boss number 14 is the Stray Demon, who is the Asylum Demon, who is at the Asylum again. Halfway through the game we get forced to go all the way back to the Asylum, and as you can see we fall through a floor where we fought the old Asylum Demon, and look who's underneath it. It's his twin brother, Asylum Demon number 2, the Stray Demon, and he does pretty much the same sort of moves as the Asylum Demon does, but he also does this extra one, which is the same sort of thing that Quelaag does with the explosion, where he hits the floor and he does a massive bash and explosion behind him. That is an AoE. It takes out a lot of health if you get caught in it, so the best thing to do is as soon as he smashes onto the floor, step back away and then just run in, start hitting him from behind and just keep staying back. That is the easiest way to do this fight, and as you can see that is what I do on this fight, and we managed to do it pretty simply. It is just the same as the Asylum Demon fight from earlier, and it's the same as the Firesage fight a little bit later on. Bit of an Easter egg here is that when you very first start the game and you're walking along the corridor, you can actually see this demon walking backwards and forwards. This is the actual one that you see, and not the Asylum Demon who you very first fight. It's always this guy who you see marching along as you walk down the very first corridor after entering the game. Bit too hasty going back in there for the attack. Only got a couple more hits to go and we should be able to take him down. That was close. He nearly got us with that, where he landed on us with the butt stomp. Luckily enough, we got enough in the flask just to heal ourselves up, just to take him down with these last two hits, and boss defeated. Boss 15 is Crossbreed Priscilla, and she can be found in the painted world of Arimatheus. As you can see, we're going into the painting here. I just thought I'd add this cutscene in just because it looks so cool, the way that you get sucked into the painting. Anyway, this woman is stood right at the end, and she's just standing in a little tower, and she doesn't attack you. You have to initiate the fight with her, which is really good because she has got a tail that you can also cut off to get a weapon. So what I do is go behind her first, and we can get a few special hits onto that tail to see if we can sever it first before she starts doing anything. Also, with this fight, she turns invisible, and what you have to do is look at the floor. As you can see on the floor, her footsteps start appearing in the snow as to where she's turning up, so you can kind of see where you've got to hit her. If you can see it there, she's starting turning up in the snow there. Missed a few hits there. We'll get her in a second. You can see, watch the floor, and you see the footprints appear, and then run up and give her a smack again. And she should come out of it. It's good if you're using something like Quelaag's Fire Sword, because that also does show up the fire when you've also hit her. Oh, she's made me bleed. Right, we need to heal up again quickly with a couple of Estus, and then get behind her and see if we could chop this tail off. Which, oh, that was missed the boss completely. Quickly get behind. One more. There we go. We've chopped her tail off, and she's not really that hard of a boss as long as you can keep an eye on where she's going when she's invisible. And if you, as I say, if you're using the fire sword and you hit her, you can see where she is in the invisible cloak as well. But there we go, another boss defeated. Boss 16 is Pinwheel, and he can be found right down in the catacombs, pretty far in, just before the Tomb of the Giants. And what you have to do, you have to roll in, and you can see him doing some crazy spell at an altar of some kind. So all he does is magic, and he will split into 3 characters. You just have to keep an eye on which one Pinwheel is and just keep attacking that character. And he's not too hard, just keep on smacking him. There's the 3 faces of Pinwheel. They're all like, oh fuck, he's here to kill us. And here we go, the fight begins. So as you can see, he tries to split into 3. The main one is this one at the back, so we try and get him. Got to be careful with the fireball, I completely forgot about that. And he keeps teleporting also around the room. The damage that you do to him, because he's a cloth wearer, you could do some serious damage and kill him in like 4 or 5 hits. As I said, he's not really that hard of a boss. Not many people class him as a boss, but I thought I'd add him just into this playthrough because he does give you a soul. So there you go, Pinwheel. He gives you the right of kindling. Sorry. Boss defeated. Boss number 17 is Gravelord Nito. Now this boss can be either really easy or a pain in the ass depending on how it goes. When you go down, you get into the actual Tomb of the Giants, and he comes along with his skeleton army. Now he does this blast that kills all of the skeletons as well as you, so as long as you've got your shield up, you're not too bad there. What I do when I'm fighting him is I try to get in as close as I can to him and follow him from behind, and then keep on smacking him as he moves around the room, and hope that the blast takes out the skeletons rather than me going and killing the skeletons as well, which actually makes this fight a hell of a lot harder than what it should be. After rolling in, you have to quickly heal up as well, because that takes a hell of a lot of health off you. As you can see, the skeletons are all starting to spawn, and I just run in and stand right next to Gravelord Nito and start smacking the shit out of him, putting the shield up so that the skeletons can't hurt me. And as you can see, he's about to do his blast, which we can kind of heal through. So we do that, it kills a load of the skeletons, we run back into the back of him and start smacking him again. He's going to do the blast again, and we shield up, kills all the skeletons, we run in and start hitting him again. That is the best way to do this fight. None of this rolling around. Try to just block all of the magic that he does at you. Try to stay to the side of him or the back of him rather than the front, because he kind of has a sword that will really hurt you if he cleaves you with it. And I think he also does a grab of some sort, if I remember rightly. But we just tried to stay at the side, killing him off with the Quelaag's Fury sword. Heal through it. The skeletons can't come close to you because he kills them himself, which is a bonus. And we were lucky there that we didn't get swallowed up by that attack. Stay close. try and dodge the skeletons. If you do start getting overrun with skeletons before he does a blast, try to get in as close as you can to him and try to target them with your shield up so that you can block their attacks. As I say, it's all to do with the timing of the block on this fight, really. The skeletons that he calls as well are the big skeletons that really do hurt if they hit you as well at this point, so you have to be careful and have to keep an eye on where they are at all times as well, because they do keep on respawning throughout the whole fight until Gravelord Nito actually dies. The problem that you have is when the skeletons are out of range when he does the blast, that's when it becomes a problem. But we haven't had that problem this time. Boss defeated. Boss 18 is the Demon Firesage, and this is just another version of the Asylum Demon. After defeating Gravelord Nito, we then have to head down back towards where Quelaag was, and we have to go through the Temple of Ceaseless, I think it's called. But as we do, we come and meet up with this Firesage as we're walking along, and basically it is the same fight as the demon from the Asylum, and we should be able to do it pretty much the same. The only thing that he does different is that he does this kind of dash attack this time, as well as his butt stomp, as well as his overhead smash, and he also does the slam onto the floor and the giant cleave. It's basically a mixture of the Stray Demon and the Asylum Demon combined together. He also does the explosion that the Stray Demon does as well. The only problem that we have in this area is that there's all these tree branches that are laying around, which kind of makes this fight a lot harder than it actually should be. In the Asylum, we were able to roll around pretty much freely and not be able to get hit through certain things. With these tree branches and stuff in this area, it makes it a lot harder to stay out of the way, and we can also use them as line of sight, but the thing is, they also become a problem because sometimes you get actually caught on them. They're working in our favour though at the moment, because it looks like this demon has got caught on one of the branches. The only problem that we've got though is we have to keep getting away from him when he's going to do his explosion like now, and we need to pop a flask. I nearly died there. That could have been a bit embarrassing. Anyway, we've run away. We'll go back in and start doing it. He popped his explosion again there, because now this time it's hard to judge when he's going to do the explosion, because he doesn't just do it when he hits the floor, he does it also when he does the cleave. So once he does either of them two animations, you know that you need to basically move away from him and he will be doing the explosion. The thing with the explosion on this guy though is it seems to be going forwards. It doesn't seem to come behind him like the previous demons, apart from the one where he hits the floor like that. If he hits the floor like that, that means that the explosion will go behind him. If he does the explosion when he swings the cleave at you, that means that it's just going to go in front of him. Let's just pop up another flask. We were very lucky there that we were stood at the edge of that explosion, and that was a harsh hit that we just got there. I didn't think I was in range of him there, but never mind, we were. Luckily the shield blocked the explosion that time. We've only got to hit him one or two more times, and there we go. Another boss defeated. So, boss number 19 is a little bit further on from the Firesage, and it's a Centipede Demon. Now, what we do, we walk into this area and we get met by a massive path full of lava. Well, there's only one thing to do, and that's kill the demon that is above this lava pit, because he drops a thing that allows us to walk in the lava. So we have got to kill him, and we can chop his arm off while we fight him as well. It looks like a complete monstrosity, but there is really no tactic for this. It's just a case of hit it when you can and try not to get in the lava as you're hitting it. I tried to take him with me, Knight Solaire as well at this point. I think it was Knight Solaire anyway, who also come in with me to help fight this demon. He stays back a little bit though in the lava. You need to try and get him to come over to you to start with, which can be a bit more of a pain than anything, especially when it keeps knocking you into the lava like that. When he comes over though, he'll jump over and then you can start hitting him pretty hard. And well, it just seems to take a long time to take this boss down, and you're fighting on the smallest of platforms. There is another platform a little bit further over, but it means that you have to quickly roll through the lava and take a pretty bad hit to be able to get to the other area, which is a lot bigger to fight him on, but it's the initial hit to get there in the first place. Anyway, as soon as he's over this part, it's not too bad. If you can get him actually into the middle of this area, you can just keep on hitting him. And the best thing to do is try and chop off, well, it's not his tail, it's his extra arm, which seems to be the thing that pushes you into the lava all the time. Knight Solaire will try and tank it for you, but he's not doing a very good job here. And I suppose using a fire sword against a fire demon is probably not the brightest of ideas that I have got so far today either. Anyway, we just keep on smacking him. Luckily enough, not getting burnt by the lava there, but we can keep on chopping him off on his leg and let Knight Solaire do most of the tanking. I think he's going to get vanquished in a minute though. Second now, and so are we if we don't manage to get up and heal. There we go, you can see Knight Solaire just chopped his arm off, so that's allowing us now to keep on fighting this. He will carry on fighting that arm because that still does attack you until you kill the arm after it's come off. See there, it's walking around, Knight Solaire fighting. Now we'll fight the big thing, and as you can see, it's another boss defeated. Nearly. Take the hit, let's go over the lava and get him. Why are we not able to hit the boss? Maybe I was a little bit too premature on the boss defeated thing there. This could be a bit of a nightmare and turn into a bit of an embarrassment if you don't come back over here. He's starting to fire fireballs at us as well, which I've not seen him actually do before. And with that, he's taken out Knight Solaire, which is not a good thing. So we'll quickly see if we can get a smack on him. We are wearing a lot of fire resistance gear here as well, guys. I mean, this Golem suit does a lot of fire resistance. Anyway, there it is. The boss is defeated. On to the next one. So, it's boss number 20, the Bed of Chaos. Now, this boss is one of them that you kind of think, what the fuck have I got to do? Well, let me show you the easy way of doing it, if I can. You slide down this massive slide down into where the Bed of Chaos is, and as soon as you drop down into the bottom, you can see two balls, one to the left and one to the right. First thing to do, run over to this ball in the left and start hitting it as much as you can. The Bed of Chaos is going to try and stop you from getting to it. You'll be amazed at how easy this boss is once you've done it. Anyway, you run in and you just go and smash the ball, and it will start up the first rod of lightning fire or whatever it's going to do, and then next thing it will start doing fire from the floor once you kill this ball. So First ball's down. Best thing to do now is die. Die and then get to this area once more. And then you will go for the other side. So there you go, you die and then you get here again and you go down the big slide again, and this time instead of going to the left you want to go to the right and destroy the ball that is there, and then guess what you're going to have to do again? That's right, you're going to have to die again. This is the easiest way of doing it. You can go and do it all in one go if you're really good at it, but I kind of find that it's hard because the floor starts falling away and the bed of chaos starts pushing you into the floor. Now the thing is, when it starts pushing you into the floor, the souls that you had, you're going to lose anyway once you fall down there, so there's no point in trying to keep a load of souls at this point. So try and spend all of your souls that you've got up to at this point. Do what I've done, kill yourself, and then once you've done that part, kill yourself again, and now it's on to the final part of this, where you've got to go into the middle of the bed of chaos, right down into the heart, and kill the heart, which is straight down the centre. But the thing is, the bed of chaos will make the floor all fall apart in front of it to stop you from getting it, so it's a bit of a leap of faith, where you drop down into the hole that appears, and then you can climb up the little branch that's there and you go straight over. Once you've got past the first couple of branches, you can't get attacked, you can't get hit, you can't get killed by the fire that comes up from the floor, and you just basically walk in and kill the heart in one hit. That is how to do the bed of chaos the easy way. As you can see, the floor has already been broken in front of me. The bed of chaos is trying to sweep me into the hole, so you just have to time it right. He's going to do electricity bolts at you as well, because he doesn't want you to get to the centre, and you drop down there. Luckily enough, we got hit as we got the drop there, and we managed to get onto the beam. That could have been a bit embarrassing because he could have knocked us off. But anyway, you just run down the middle, cleave all of the branches out of the way, and you can see the heart. That's where the actual bonfire is as well. You run in, go and hit it with your sword, and you will one-shot the bed of chaos. There it is, job done, boss defeated. Boss number 21 is a journey into the abyss for the Four Kings. Now, a lot of people say that this is one of the hardest bosses in the game. I really didn't find him that hard on this first playthrough. I did actually one-shot it, if I remember rightly. I went through and did this boss first go. The only time that it was a problem was on the New Game Plus. The New Game Plus, it absolutely owned me, and it took me fucking ages to beat it. What you have to do, you have to get a certain type of ring here, and once you've got the ring, it allows you to then fall down at the bottom of this stairway into the abyss, where you will be able to then fight the Four Kings. Now, these Four Kings do different types of damage to you. There's magic damage, energy damage, and proper kinetic damage when they actually hit you with the sword. The best way that I found was to just stay as close to them as you could and start hitting them as soon as you could and as hard as you could, with the odd shield block and all the rest of it. As you can see, you drop down into the abyss, and now you see all the red writing on the floor, and it basically doesn't tell you absolutely anything. So you have to run all the way over to this boss, and as you can see, he's there, and he starts off with just a normal sword that is it hits you hard, and when it hits you, it does hit you hard. But this is a DPS race. You really do need to kill these quick, because if you don't kill the first king fast enough, you will get the second king come, and the third king, and the fourth king, and then you basically have a bit of a problem, and that was what was happening to me on the New Game Plus game. I was able to do this though pretty easily the first go. I did heal up quite a lot, but there we go, there's the first king down. So now you have to run to the next king, who's also using a sword, but he also does some magic as well, if I remember rightly. And he also does this grab attack, which it kind of looks like he embraces you and chews you up. Now, on the New Game Plus, that move was an absolute nightmare and plenty of times one-shotted me. But on this one, you'll see that he cuddles me in a minute, and it doesn't really do that much damage to me. Oh, sorry, no, it's not that second king that does that. It must be the third king. That's the second king down. We have to now run up to this third king and see if we can take him down before the fourth king spawns. It is a DPS race, and this is the one that cuddles you, and you can see he's doing magic damage to me at the same time. He takes a quarter of my health there. On New Game Plus, that takes near enough all your health and you're pretty much dead. But yeah, this is the third king, and you can see he's kind of getting bigger, doing a lot more damage to me now as he hits me. Well, we've basically got to kill him quicker because the fourth king will be coming along any second now. Can we get him? There's the third king down. The fourth king is around here somewhere. Let's have a look for him. Where are you, fourth king? There you are. Right, so we just got to run over, give him a couple of slaps again, which isn't too bad. I mean, this did look very easy. This fourth king now does a mixture of all of the moves that all of the other three kings were doing at the same time. So it's just basically a case of fighting all of the four kings at the same time on this last one. It's not too bad though, as long as you stay near to him and try and stay behind them as much as you can, because when you're behind them they can't do much damage to you because all of their magic spells come forward, all of their attacks come forward, and there you go, boss defeated. Okay, boss number 22 is Gwyn, Lord of the Cinder, and this is the final boss of Dark Souls. This guy hits like a train. He really does destroy you quickly if he gets a hit off. Now, the way that I did it was a very lame way, if I'm honest with you. There was no way that I could go and stand toe-to-toe with him. I have seen people play this game, and a lot of people say, oh, if you're very good at parrying, this boss is easy. You can do him in 5 or 6 hits with a halberd or whatever. Well, I'm not very good at parrying or timing of the parry on this game of Dark Souls. So what I did, I had to do it the lame way. And basically, the lame way is also an easy way for people who struggle with this boss. And what you do is you run in and you run to the left, and there's a little mound. And what you do is you go and stand by this mound, and I used it as a line of sight mound. And basically I would allow Gwyn to get a couple of hits off, and then eventually he does like a jump at you. Now when he does the jump at you, it leaves him open for a few seconds, because if he hits you with that sword, you're gonna die. He hits really hard, and as you can see, when he gets me with a hit sometimes, it near enough takes all of my health. So basically what I did was do a line of sight thing where he can't get to me through that little mound, and when he keeps jumping at me, I just run around and give him a quick smack on the back of the head with my sword. Now it takes a long time to kill the boss this way. It's one of them, there is no time limit to the fight. He isn't going to enrage, he isn't going to suddenly go apeshit and really open a can of whoop-ass on you. It's just a case of taking your time, beating him down really slowly. As you can see, I'm doing hardly any damage to him with a +5 fire sword. Then again, maybe using a fire sword against the Lord of Fire isn't such a good idea. It would probably be better to be using a different weapon at this point in the game, but considering I'd used Quelaag's fire sword the whole game, I thought, what the hell, might as well use it on the final boss and see if I can give myself a bit of a challenge and beat him with that. The only thing is, it means that you guys have got to sit through about 10 minutes of me fighting and dodging the way around this boss. I could have fast forwarded it, but I thought that would be a bit boring for you guys, so I've left it on the full speed. And well, this is the final boss of the game. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For all of you who've made it to this point of the video, thank you very much for watching. If you can, leave a like and a message in the comments and all the rest of it, and let us know which one your favourite boss is, or if there's any bosses that you would like to see me fight. I mean, I'm going to try and start doing a new series of En-Mao Fights the Bosses. I've got another Dark Souls video lined up to be released in the next couple of days, which will be the Dark Souls 2 bosses, and I will be doing them as a caster, so you'll be able to see that in the next couple of days when I've finally got the edit done completely for it. But until then, thank you very much for watching this episode. I've been En-Mao, this has been Dark Souls. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all again. Till next time, take care, and bye for now. Anyway, a big thank you for watching this Dark Souls boss fights video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like if you can and comment if you want to. And please click the big subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Also, add me on the social media sites. The links are in the description, as is the information if you ever want to have a game with me. Also, come and join in the fun at the live streams that I do. The links are on the screen right now. Anyway, I hope to see you all on the next video. Once again, thanks for watching, and until then, bye for now.